It would be better if you didn't come, Lauren said, staring at the backsplash like it owed her money. You'll make it weird. It's not your crowd. I was plating grilled chicken and broccoli in our Naperville kitchen. Suburb, Thursday night, regular life. She poured herself a glass of white, didn't look at me, didn't touch the second glass. I set her plate down. What part of me makes oxygen weird? I asked. It's optics, she answered. Image. Leaders will be there. It's not the place for you to network. I built a company out of a rented garage, I said. My handshakes don't stain. That's not what I mean, she went on. I'm trying to be seen a certain way. Independent. Polished. If you come, people assume I'm attached to your world. It's not helpful. So I should sit home so your story looks cleaner. It's one night, she said, cool as ice. Please don't come. If I'd known where it was headed, I would have taped the moment to the fridge like a hazard map. I leaned on the counter. One question. What exactly is wrong with me? She took a careful sip. Nothing is wrong with you. But this is my lane. You don't fit my circle tonight. Noted. She nodded like we closed a business ticket and picked up her fork. I ate. Quiet. While a clock I hadn't set started counting down. I didn't argue further. I just made a call after dishes to a VP I knew from a joint project years ago. He had an invite list. Funny thing about lists, they travel. The rooftop bar sat on the 26th floor. Friday air, river down below, lights carving the city. The event sign had the company logo and a soft directive, welcome leaders. I walked through with a simple badge, guest of Naomi Chun, Senior VP Strategy, because Naomi had asked me 3 months ago to speak to her team about scaling vendor reliability. She liked operators. I wore a navy jacket, no logo, no noise. Lauren was hard to miss. Black dress, sharp shoulders, hair up. She had a careful smile and a glass that never emptied. A tall guy hovered at her elbow, slick back hair, thin tie, expensive watch that wanted attention. He laughed before the punchlines. His hand landed on her arm too easily. She let it sit there like it belonged. Lauren noticed me as the elevator doors shut behind a group and the breeze pushed a napkin across the deck. Her smile froze. She slid in front of me, voice soft and teeth closed. Why are you here? Naomi invited me. I told her. Officially. She smiled wider for the room. Sit. Somewhere else, she whispered. You're making me self-conscious. Good thing I brought my own chair, I said. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't stand near her table. I walked to a free two-top near the edge where the view did the small talk. The waiter stopped. Drink. Scotch, I said. No drama. He smirked. I'll see what we can do. The tall guy with the glossy watch drifted closer to Lauren again. He leaned in when she laughed. I watched 2 minutes. Then my chair scraped, but not toward them. My business lives where value lives, so I walked to a cluster of women I knew from 3 tough years. Naomi, Dana, an investor who put money in my second warehouse when banks didn't understand inventory cycles, and Nora, who ran ops for a supplier I rescued when their trucks kept missing windows. Michael, Naomi said, bright but not fake. You made it. I did, I answered. How's your supply chain blood pressure? Better when you're on the phone, she said. She waved the waiter. He likes real drinks. Dana had a grin. You still refusing to sell? I'm still refusing to sell to people who'd ruin it, I said, taking the glass. Different thing. We talked freight rates, contracts, predictable boredom to most people. It was my language. The wind turned a strand of Nora's hair, and she pinned it back with a laugh. You missed the last panel, she said. They spoke innovation for 20 minutes and didn't say a verb. I deal in verbs, I said. It got a laugh that didn't need to impress anyone. Over Naomi's shoulder, I saw Lauren freeze. She had been mid-story with the wristwatch model. Now she was staring at our group. Me, 3 women who actually ran things. And her expression said the script flipped. She walked over with the guy half a step behind. Naomi, she chimed. I didn't realize you two knew each other. We go back, Naomi said. Michael saved me from a warehouse fire once. Paperwork fire. Actually worse. Lauren's smile tightened. The guy stuck out a hand. Ethan, he said. Corporate development. Michael, I replied. We shook once. Neutral. Lauren's a star. Ethan added with a glance down at her dress like he owned the reflection. She's our secret weapon. She's good at what she does, I agreed. When people let her do it. Lauren breathed like she was counting. Can we talk? She murmured at me. Later, I said. I'm with friends. Please, she insisted. Just a second. I'm not disrupting your table, I answered. You don't need me near it. Your words. Naomi watched us, eyebrows up but silent. Dana looked amused. Nora sipped. Lauren went back to her cluster. Ethan leaned in again, low, like he had a backstage pass to every conversation. They shared a joke I didn't hear, and Lauren laughed too loud for the punchline. The night moved. My glass lowered. I kept the chair. An hour later, I stood to leave. Naomi squeezed my shoulder. If you decide to speak to my team again, name the time. Send me 3 windows, I said. Go easy, Dana murmured, not unkind. I'm always easy, I said. I just don't run on other people's optics. On my way past Lauren's table, she paused mid-sentence. Michael, enjoy your night, I told her. I'll see you at home. She flinched a millimeter. Ethan watched me go like he had notes to take. The garage door rolled up at 11. I hung the jacket, washed my hands, and put the Scotch glass in the dishwasher because I like habits more than speeches. Lauren came in a minute later, heels in hand, face set. What was that? She fired. Me having a beverage and a conversation, I said. You knew I asked you not to come. You asked me to stay invisible so your image stays pure. I don't do invisible. You embarrassed me, she said, dropping the shoes on the rug. You made it a thing. I didn't say a word at your table, I replied. I sat away. You told me to. You told me to sit elsewhere, so I did. That's not a thing. That's compliance. Her hands went to her hips. It's the vibe. I'm trying to build something there. By pretending you don't have a husband? By not being defined by you. She paced a step. You don't understand that world. They judge everything. If I show up with you, they put me in a box. Which box is worse than the one where I'm airbrushed out? It's complicated, she said. It's convenient, I said back. You want to be seen as independent. Fine. Don't use me as the price tag. That's not fair, she snapped. I sat in the corner and talked shop with people who've been with me since year 2. That bothered you because my circle doesn't need your permission. That's all it was. You're impossible. No, I corrected. I'm consistent. I deal in respect. You tried to run PR on your marriage. That's a choice. She rubbed her temple. Can we not fight? I'm exhausted. Then stop throwing punches and calling them styling notes, I said. Do you want a tea? No. Then we're done. I went up. She stayed in the kitchen, phone face down, scrolling by the reflection in the oven door. The house hummed. I slept hard. Saturday morning, I made eggs. She came down in a hoodie, quieter. About last night, she started. I waited. I should have handled it better, she said. I was anxious. That room is intense. That room is just people, I told her. So are we. She lowered herself onto the stool. Thank you for not making a scene. I know I was sharp. Noted. I pushed a plate toward her. She picked up the fork. We're okay. We're on the road, I said. But let's mark lanes. You don't tell me to hide. You ask me to join or not. If you don't want me there, say you want a solo night and own it. Don't sell me as a problem. She nodded. Okay. That was the first softness. A patch. It felt like a towel on a leak, not a plumber, but I let it be for the morning. Then I set my own rule. I invited her to something of mine. My company's 10-year anniversary is next Friday, I told her. We rented the back hall at Riverview Inn. Employees, vendors, some old-timers. I want you next to me, not as furniture, as my partner. She looked straight at me. I'm not your accessory. I just told you you're not, I answered. I want you because we built a life in parallel, and I respect that. If you can't show up for that, say it now. I'll check my calendar, she said, tone back to metal. It's quarter end. Check it, I said. By Sunday. She slid off the stool. I'll let you know. I let that hang. While she showered, I drove to the office. I met with Luis in logistics and Ray in HR, walked the new racking, signed a few invoices, and sent a text to Naomi. Appreciate last night. Tell your team I'm in for a lunch talk next month. I also moved some money to a separate savings account because I play chess when I smell smoke. Not a punishment. A boundary. Lauren told me Sunday evening she had a client dinner, Friday, and couldn't make the anniversary. It's a shame, she said, scrolling through email with those calm eyes. But I'll send a gift to the office. Don't bother, I replied. They'd rather see you. I have responsibilities, she said. You of all people should respect that. I do, I answered. I also respect clarity. You won't be there. She tapped the phone harder than needed. Don't weaponize the calendar. I'm weaponizing honesty, I said. Thanks for the heads up. She left the phone on the counter and walked past me. I'll make it up to you, she added over her shoulder. Not a debt, a choice. Friday came hot and loud. We filled the hall with long tables and sloppy posters of our first trucks and a slideshow that made grown men grin at bad haircuts from year one. I wore a white shirt and rolled sleeves. My team ate like they earned it. After the speeches, my operations lead, Tasha, looked ready to drop. She ran the whole week on 5 hours sleep a night. Come here, I told her after she wrangled a delivery hiccup from her phone. I hugged her quick, the way you thank someone who saves your hide for a living. Cameras were out. People clapped. The DJ played something upbeat. Tasha wiped her eyes. You're the only boss I've had who remembers names, she said. Don't flatter me, I muttered. It's printed on your shirts. A vendor toasted. My vendors talk like truckers, that's fine. The cake was ugly and perfect. At 11, the place thinned. I answered 3 more congratulations, loaded boxes into my SUV, and drove home humming dumb music, shoulders light. At midnight, my phone buzzed. Lauren sent a picture she found online. Me with an arm around Tasha while I was mid-laugh. We looked like 2 people who clawed through a decade together. The caption she typed, professional, huh? I called her instead of typing. She picked up on the second ring. That looked cozy, she said cool. Tasha ran ops for 10 years, I said. That's called gratitude. You were holding her. I was thanking her. Everyone saw. Everyone who built this company saw their teammate get a gold watch that isn't on her wrist, I said. You didn't want to be there. You declined. Don't rewrite it like I broke a rule we didn't have. You think I'm making this up. I think you're trying to move the goalposts because my people showed up for me and you didn't, I replied. We're not playing that game. You're being cruel. I'm being precise, I said. You asked me to disappear for optics. You skipped my milestone. Now you want to scold me for hugging a tired manager. Pick a lane, Lauren. She exhaled hard enough to spike the mic. Fine. We'll talk in the morning. Set an alarm, I said and hung up. I slept. Sunday morning, the coffee machine sputtered. She came downstairs in a robe, hair damp, face flat like the day after a storm. Do you even want this marriage? I asked before the excuses. Silence. Then, soft but heavy, I don't know. That was the kill turn. Not the most dramatic line on paper. But if you judge character by verbs, I don't know cancels a lot of mine. I nodded once. Okay, I said. Then I'm going to stop acting like we're heading somewhere. I'll handle the logistics. She blinked. What does that mean? It means I won't wait for your calendar to discover a feeling, I said. I'll make decisions. Michael, she started. I'm not mad, I told her. I'm just done with mixed signals. I finished the coffee, texted my lawyer friend, and set a meeting for the afternoon. Then I called my banker. I shifted auto payments out of joint accounts, set up a new one for my personal expenses, and moved my name to my warehouse lease renewal alone. I booked a month-to-month condo downtown near the river for the next 2 months. It wasn't a threat. It was a plan. And I took off my ring, didn't make a speech, and put it in the top drawer with the watch my father left me. At lunch, I drove to my attorney's small office in Oak Brook. Sam is a quiet guy who likes forms. He doesn't ask why unless it matters. I gave him the last 4 years of numbers, the house deed, the cars, the business valuation we updated in January. No drama, no storytelling. I want clean and quick, I said. No games. You got it, he answered. I'll draft by Wednesday. Make it Monday if you can, I said. He did. The week settled into an odd rhythm. Lauren went quiet, then pleasant. Tuesday night, she came home early with takeout from a place I like and a bottle of red. I thought we could hit reset, she said, arranging the food. No work talk. Just us. That's a nice idea, I replied. I ate with her, listened to her joke about a colleague's presentation fail, nodded at the right points. It felt normal on the surface. But normal lives and decisions. When she reached across and touched my hand, I let it sit there a second and then moved to clear plates. You're mad at me, she said. I'm not, I answered. I'm setting lanes. Can't we try therapy? She asked. We can try clarity, I said. Do you want the marriage? Yes or no? She looked at the bottle. I need time. Time doesn't fix direction, I said. Sleep well. That was her first illusion of change, soft voice, dinner, nostalgia. It almost worked if I was a man who runs on hope. But I run on outcomes. Thursday, I let her know by text that I'd be in the city Friday through Sunday, staying at the condo to work on a vendor contract. I also told her I'd be taking my workbench and tools to the shop. She replied with a thumbs up. 15 minutes later, she sent, "Can we talk Sunday?" I sent, "We'll see." Friday at 4, I carried my toolbox to the truck when my neighbor Tom walked over with a lawn bag. He's retired, polite, watches more than he talks. "Everything okay, Mike?" he asked without leaning. "I'm rearranging my week," I said. "Too many interruptions at home." He nodded. "Let me know if you need a second set of hands." Then, after a beat, "Saw you on the internet. 10 years, huh? Proud of you." "Appreciate it," I said. He didn't pry. Men like Tom are the last honest mirrors in suburbia. Their silence tells you whether you're being foolish. His silence approved. I drove to the condo, unpacked one suitcase, opened the window over the water, and wrote a memo for my managers about next quarter's targets. Then I did the thing that ends guessing. I reviewed Sam's draft. It was clean, division spelled out, assets listed, no punishments, just exits. I signed my parts electronically and saved the final paper for the house. Sunday afternoon, I came back with a crisp folder in my briefcase. Lauren was in the living room with her laptop and a notebook and 3 sticky flags. She looked up like she'd prepared for a hearing. "You didn't answer my text," she said. "I did," I replied. "I said we'd see." She shut the laptop. "Can we sit?" "We're sitting." "I messed up at the rooftop," she started. "I should have introduced you better." I panicked. "And I should have come to your thing." I felt judged in both directions, and I picked wrong on both. I nodded once. "That's coherent." "I don't want to lose us," she said, leaning forward, voice low, eyes wet but not sloppy. "I know I've been distant. Work sucked me in, and I get tunnel vision. I want to do better." "What does better mean?" I asked. "Boundaries with work," she said quickly. "Actually leaving by 8. Putting my phone away at dinner. Saying no sometimes. All good habits," I said. "What about respect?" "I respect you," she shot back, wounded. "You respected my request to not be a PR problem," I answered. "Respect means you don't ask me to vanish so you can look single to a club you want to join, then punish me for showing up as a husband to my own life. That's not what It is exactly what you did. You wanted to be graded by a set that pretends relationships are a liability, so you broke the pencil over my name." Her second illusion came out fast. She scooted closer on the sofa, her hand on my thigh, a softness I hadn't seen in months. "I miss you," she whispered. "I miss us. I miss us when us exists," I said. "Lately it's you and a brand." She pulled back a half inch. "We can fix it," she pressed. "We can go away next month. Just us. I'll talk to my boss about shifting the account. You told me you don't know if you want this marriage." I cut in. "You don't get to sell a vacation while that's still your headline." "It was a bad morning," she tried. "I treat words as contracts," I said. "Even bad ones." We sat in the quiet you hear when someone's map is wrong and they know it. She looked at the coffee table, then at me. "What do you want me to say?" "I want you to say what's true," I replied. "Even if it ends things." She breathed slow. "I'm scared," she admitted. "I'm up for a promotion. People watch everything. If I show too much home, it complicates the story. That's the truth." "Then we're done," I said, calm. "I'm not a complication. I'm a person." She closed her eyes. "I didn't mean." "You did," I said. "And it's fine. You chose the story. I choose dignity." I pulled the folder from my briefcase and set it on the table between us. Clean manila. No drama. This is the final version. I've signed what I sign. It's fair. It's fast. If you agree, we file tomorrow. Her face lost the plank of control for the first time since the rooftop. The mask slid. "Michael, I don't want this." "You don't want consequences," I corrected. "I've been knocking on a door for months, and you've been straightening frames around it. We're past the knocking stage." She touched the folder with 2 fingers. "Can we wait? 2 weeks? I can stabilize things at work, and then—" "No," I said. "Waiting is what got us here. I won't live under maybe." "Please," she tried, soft now, softer than any pitch she uses at work. "No," I repeated without edge. "You architected a life where I'm backstage. I walk off." She stared at me like she was trying to memorize a version of me that fit her narrative. It didn't come. She swallowed, then nodded. Fine, she said tiny. I'll stay at the condo, I told her. I'll move the rest this week. You keep the house. It means more to you. I'll buy elsewhere. Who am I in this to you? She asked suddenly, a flash of anger under it. A brand thief. You're a talented woman who turned her marriage into a press kit, I answered. That's all. She flinched, then placed the folder on her lap like a fragile prop. If I sign, that's it. If you sign, that's respect. She stared. Then she stood, without looking at me, and walked to the office. The printer hummed a minute later. Paper slides out of those machines like verdicts. She came back without the folder and sat again. I'll bring it by Sam's office in the morning, she said, eyes dry. Good, I said. We sat 2 minutes more. No words needed. The second hand on the wall clock made its smug little clicks. I stood. She watched me. Do you have anything else to say? Just one thing, I told her, picking up my keys. You were good when you were real. The rest was packaging. I left with my small bag. I heard her exhale behind me, half laugh, half sob, but I didn't turn. There's a point where you exit a building and the door closes by itself. That sound is cleaner than any speech. I moved the rest of my things in 2 runs. Luis helped me carry the toolbox. He didn't ask questions. At the condo, I set up the workbench in a spare corner and hung a simple calendar on the wall. Monday 9 a.m., Sam texted, filed. I wrote back, thank you. Then I went to the warehouse and ran the Monday stand-up like any other week. We hit numbers. We had a flood in Bay 3. The pump worked. Life is boring in the best ways when you control your variables. 2 weeks later, Naomi asked if I'd join a panel for her team about vendor accountability. I said yes and kept it clean. After the talk, in the hallway, I ran into Ethan of the shiny watch. He glanced at my left hand. Big changes, he said, casual. He tried a smile that looked like an ad. Small corrections, I answered. He shifted. Lauren's been focused. She's built for that, I said. Good to see you. He threw in, already looking past me. I let him go. Men like that measure value by proximity to badge color. I measure by what's left after the noise drops. On a Saturday, I took my truck west and test drove a used boat of a sedan with a big trunk and a simple dashboard. It ran like an old dog, faithful, no tricks. I bought it because I didn't need to show anyone anything. I drove back with the windows down and the city looking less like a scoreboard and more like lights. Work stayed solid. Dana brought me a proposal for a new facility. I said yes with stipulations and a handshake. Nora sent a late-night text. We beat the missed delivery metric. I sent back a thumbs up and a thank you the next morning because I don't do performative midnight replies. As for Lauren, I heard from a mutual friend she got the promotion she wanted, temporarily. The rollout stuttered when a project missed its numbers and someone needed a throat to choke. The rumor said she was managing perceptions harder than usual. I didn't dig. I don't root against people. I just don't carry them. Months went by. I met someone because life fills vacuum with what you feed it. Her name is Claire. She runs a small architecture firm in the West Loop. We met through a civic board that made me sit still for 2 hours every other month. She listens more than she speaks. When she speaks, it's strong. She told me on the second dinner, I like men who don't need applause. I said, I like women who don't confuse noise with worth. We didn't rush anything. We set days and kept them. I told her the basics of my last year. She didn't poke it for gossip. She just asked, what did you learn? I said, to protect my name from other people's marketing plans. She smiled. We finished our burgers and moved on. I bought a house south of the river with a clean garage and a small yard. Tom drove over and said the lawn looks easier than my old one. I said everything does. I've got 2 friends who stop by for poker and talk like men who know failures by first name. The warehouse keeps humming. We launched a new route that cut our delivery window by 12%, which is like gold in our quiet world. Dana told me if I ever go public, she wants first row. I told her I like cash flow better than confetti. I saw Lauren once across a lobby downtown while going to an elevator. She was with 2 people from her firm, walking fast. Heels talking to the tile. She didn't see me. Or maybe she did and decided not to. Either way, the air didn't shift. That told me I did it right. I didn't leave drama behind. I left a stage. If you want a ribbon on the story, here it is. I didn't win anything external. I removed something corrosive from my daily life and kept what worked. I don't miss being told to sit at another table. I stand where I choose, next to people who don't need to crop me out for points. And the last thing I said in our house, in case anyone needs an exit line, is the only thing that mattered.